the appetite for being uncomfortable for me seemed to be going down and down and down almost on a yearly basis.
Yeah, and I think that I've learned something recently. I mean, I've seen this said, get uncomfortable or get comfortable with being uncomfortable.
That's
I'm
it.
not sure where I saw that, but I saw that
It's
like a couple
100%,
months ago, and I
100% true.
and I'm adopting that. I mean, we just moved. My wife and I just moved. Hopefully, for the last time in my life, but it's just such an invasive thing to move.
Yeah.
And there were so many moving parts. We had to get movers lined up. We had to get other movers lined up. I had to get the gas turned on. We were having renovations at the new place, this and that. Everything had to go on schedule and in place. And I was waking up at like 4:30 in the morning, staring at the ceiling, going, "Oh my God, is today going to happen? Right on
Right.
time." And I just realized I need to get comfortable with being uncomfortable and just let it go and do everything, get everything in place, do what I can do, but I can only control so much, and I'll be uncomfortable
Yeah.
until it's done. And we made the move, we got it all done, everything was great, but it took me getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, and I think that's what we're talking about here. Put yourself at risk. Be comfortable being uncomfortable and promoting yourself, talking to your boss's boss if you have to, whatever it takes.
Yeah, I think to that end, particularly when you're dealing with a boss or a manager, un, understanding that we always talk about the rich and people that made it, right? And they have a certain personality trait about them. You hear it all the time. Or guys like me, 75, 80% of millionaires are self-made. And so, guy like me that comes from nothing and got where I am, it's, oh yeah, I put in all the hours and he took all these risks and I could never do any of those things that he does. And the reality is that a big part of that is just being okay with being uncomfortable,
Mhm.
but being okay with risking it all and with the sacrifice and with the uncomfortable conversations that you constantly have to have, or the positions that you put yourself in, particularly as an entrepreneur, that you just don't know what to do. You don't know the answer. You've never experienced it before, but you have to pretend like you do. You
Right.
got to puff your chest out and pick your
Sure.
shoulders back and pretend like you do, and that can be incredibly uncomfortable. So I think as a trait for entrepreneurs and for business owners and for people looking to get ahead in business generally, as an employee wanting to be promoted, I think living in that uncomfortable is a superpower.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It's clearly a superpower. And it's something that we need to do more of. Everybody needs to do more of, from the top to the bottom. The more comfortable you get with being uncomfortable, the better you are enabled to deal with everything that's going on in the world. And it's getting crazier. I mean, it's not getting less crazy, it's getting more crazy. So it's
Right.
getting more uncomfortable every day. This whole last year has been a big exercise in discomfort.
Yes.
So get used to it.
And it seems like given the last year, and even I think the trends were already going this way before COVID, which is that the appetite for being uncomfortable for me seemed to be going down and down and down almost on a yearly basis. So as the kids started to come through, it seemed like it was going down, and so the COVID is a great example of where everybody just has to live in the uncomfortable. It looks like too many people turtled away from that even more so,
Right.
and didn't want any part of that. And the ramifications of that will remain to be seen. But set COVID apart, I think we are already on that track as a society coming into COVID.